And you can see I'm shedding a tear, but because of the memories as I reflect of what I had to go through to get to this point, to liberate myself, to get to the point that I can say that this is not working for me. And when I look and try to pull the resources together, it was because, are you really abused? You have a home, you're highly educated. Why? The question is, why are you in that abusive relationship? Why have you stayed so long in the abusive relationship? Well, there's all the emotional stuff that's going on. I loved my partner. I loved my family. I didn't want to break my family up. And I was looking at ways and means of making this work. And that's why I stayed. And that's a simple and direct answer. But instead, you're made to feel as if you're stupid. No one needs to feel that. It's like you should know better. Well, don't you know what abuse is? We all do. We all know. The simple fact is, as you work through the challenges in life, sometimes you're able to make decisions immediately, sometimes you make decisions midterm, and sometimes it takes you forever. It depends on the kind of support, it depends on your level of understanding, it depends on your level of acceptance and your tolerance, and it's your belief. I believe I can change this. I believe I can make it work. And until you come to the realization that it's really not working, and when you reach out for support, it's what kind of support you get. All those things come into the pot to help you to make the decision that I don't need to be in this.
I want to reflect back on a time in my life where I went through a really rough divorce. I was very young at the time. We didn't have any children, but it was still a very traumatic time in my life. Physically, I was very ill and struggled with about 5 years of really difficult times. What I wanted to reflect back to you was this, is that somehow or another during that transition time where my husband had left and come back and left and come back and caused so much drama in my life and his, was the fact that I realized somehow or another I had to find the strength to go on. And how I did that, I started to build a support of people around me. I was very much a lone wolf person, and it was difficult for me to reach out and ask for help. And I'm sure it's difficult for many women to do that. We're so used to taking care of everything ourselves and taking care of our children. But when we reach out and ask for help, ask for support, it's amazing. It's amazing how many people are there and ready to help us. So I have some wonderful sisters. I have 4 wonderful, incredible sisters, and my mom, who was still living then, was such a wonderful mentor for me. And they were there. They weren't always there, but they were there when I needed them. I also branched out to friends I had and other people that have been through similar situations. And that was very helpful to me because I knew that those moments at 2 o'clock in the morning, the people that I could call because I was feeling very overwhelmed with everything that was happening. And I find that a lot of women that I work with now that are facing challenges like this, I encourage them. I encourage them to reach out and get that support group, even when you don't think you need it. But by the time you do need it, it's wonderful to know that they're there for you. As well, I read a lot. I started reading everything I could get my hands on to help empower me, to help build my confidence. My confidence level was 0. I'm probably less than 0.
There are situations where women just have to leave, and what happens a lot of time is that you stay with your girlfriend. Because what I would do, I would try to get out on the weekend just to have a break and go over to my girlfriend's house. Until again, I got to the point where on the passing of my dad, I found the strength and said to my partner, this is really not working, hasn't been working for the longest time. You need to go. You simply need to go. But it was a long process because I did not have the support.
You've probably been told and isolated, told that you're not allowed to have friends, you're not allowed to associate with other people, you're not allowed to have permission to speak about anything other than what you've been told to speak about. Number one is the support. You have to have a support system. You have to know that there is someone there. You have to believe that. And that's a huge, scary thing in itself. To think, wow, you mean there's somebody that will listen to me? There's someone that is going to acknowledge what I do, acknowledge that I'm scared, acknowledge that I don't know what I'm doing, and that's okay. That's a very big element of what women in shelters have to know, so that when it's time to leave, there is a safety net of some sort.